Alright. So today I'm gonna show you how I change this room, empty room, echo from this to this. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look. Welcome home. So this is actually the room. I just moved to this apartment just recently. This is Tatu City, Kenya, Nairobi. And I'm just gonna give you a sneak of the view. See the neighborhood looking cool and calm, not much noise. It would be so good for this one, I believe. Of course. Check the environment. It's looking cool. Anyway, in this room is where I'll be doing the magic, like setting up a podcast. It's going to be good. A tour. So basically this room is empty. It's supposed to be my main bedroom, but I have to make it my studio. You can hear it. There's a lot of work to do here, starting from sound treatment, a lot of echo. Can you hear it? Hey. Yeah, I had to eliminate that echo, and of course these walls have to be painted differently or whatever I have to do there. You can see it's pretty much empty with some storage stuff there. As I said, they were supposed to be my main bedroom, like my master bedroom, with all this storage here. But now I have to do what I have to do and make it something productive. So empty, this side over here, nothing much over there. But now we have to convert it to something beautiful, check out there. Yeah. Okay, when you see around, these walls are white, like white. So now, step one, I need to change them from white to black. So the reason is simple. Black, maybe I'll explain. Stick around. Yeah. So what is happening here is the black walls, at least they help to eliminate the reflection of lights on the wall, bouncing on the lights, and it's really easy to manage the light when you have the black walls than the white one. But you stick around. The next episode I'll be explaining in details why black, not white on a podcast, and stick around to see the results after the paint is done. Let's do this.
So after that magic or whatever, you can see the room is taking shape, and now there was Mr. Planner trying to figure out what I should be doing here and there, and boom, trying to arrange now the gears, bringing what I need to set up a podcast. I had purchased some stuff here, stacking one by one, so I have to bring them and unbox them, and unbox and set them up, because now we're building a podcast. All them set, bring in a table, because this will be where I'll be like doing the unboxing, and of course that will be my working desk. Maybe you guys should get me that one recliner. How do you call that desk that you can adjust? Sorry for another day. So let's start unboxing and see what I got inside this magic box. Oh my. Some goodies. Can you see? Guys, ladies and gentlemen, here is the magic thing called the Rodecaster Pro 2. And this is a beast, I tell you. I kid you not. This thing is fire, is magic. Rodecaster Pro 2. So can we do the unboxing? Okay, I had purchased some pod mics, so Rode from some Rode. Just to make this clear, this video is not sponsored by Rode, but I wish it would. Anyway, Rode is my best all-around sound solution. All right, so I purchased the Rodecaster Pro 2 as a mixer and some 3 Rode pod mics. But I guess by the time you watch part 2, I'll be having more microphones because I intend to have a big one. Okay, so everything I need for the sound is right there on the desk. I'm going to unbox them and see what we got. Okay, so this is the Rodecaster Pro 2. That is the mixer. This thing is a beast. This is all you need, my guy. When you want to set up a podcast, remember, a podcast is 90% audio and maybe 10% video. So you need to make sure your sound quality is crisp, is nice. Actually, when I'm making this voiceover, I'm using my mixer and my pod mic, so you can hear how crisp this sound is. Can you tell? I hope you can. Anyway, that is the charger, not charger, like adapter to the pod to the Rodecaster. And there's a lot of things inside there, the manual, whatever. So you have to unbox and get everything. Push the box away. And now, time for the beast. Yeah. When I tell you the feeling that I had when I touched my Rodecaster Pro 2, this thing is costly, I can say. Quite expensive for a Kenyan podcaster, especially a beginner. I even had to kiss it, man. Can't believe it, man. It's but anyway, the excitement when you finally have something you've been really dreaming of, and what you did, you feel like, oh my, I'm so grateful, man. Thank you, God. You made this possible. So those are the sound pads and the adjustments, you see. You know, it's brand new, by the way. I have to remove the whatever. Yeah, that right there is my brand new Rodecaster Pro 2, the mixer. Now let's see the microphones. Those are Rode pod mic, very new, brand new. So you have to unbox slowly. There go the pod mic. Oh my, this thing, I love the sound of pod mic. You know, actually it's really good when you use equipment or gadget from the same company. It makes it so easy to manage and balance the sound. For example, this Rodecaster Pro 2, when you connect it to the Rode pod mic, being the same company, and you have some good cable, extra royal cable, you make a perfect sound system. And that's one thing I really wanted, to have like a really good and crisp sound. And that makes 90% of the podcast presentation. Imagine if you're having a very bad sound. Nobody wants to stick around and listen to that, even though your video quality is cool. Some people rather prefer to listen to podcasts, or podcast on those sound only platform like Spotify, Apple Podcast, where they don't see you, they don't see your face, but they listen to the audio. So when your audio is quality, just believe me, people want to listen even more. So that is something I really wanted to have, some good quality sound, and I'm grateful I had them. And so let's unbox three microphone up there. That's when I was making this first episode, I had 3 microphones. That's me and 2 guests. But I believe that when you'll be watching this video, I'll be having more microphone. But now here comes now the whole sound system. This is all you need: a good mixer, then some good microphone. Make sure they're compatible. I really highly recommend you get from the same company, So setting up this mixer, there is that thing, a Kenyan slang, that you plus or behind the whatever, this mixer that I can hold your cable, that cable, because if you don't, you may accidentally remove that jack and everything goes off. You don't have that. You don't have that disappointment. So have to hook it back there to hold that adapter cable firmly. And by the way, to protect your USB-C jack, whatever. So let's go to the microphone stands. I first have to remove the base of these microphones. The base. Oh, where is your mind at? Bring your mind back here. That is just the base where a microphone sit on. And they have to be like heavy, because the pod mic are really, really heavy. And if you don't have some the mic stand that can really withstand the weight of pod mic, you may end up having your microphone falling. So you don't want that. So I went for these heavy duty microphone stands. And by the time I was making this video, I had only purchased 2 stands for the 2 guests. And maybe mine, by the time you watch part 2, having a lot. Let's assemble the stands. It's simple, by the way. You have to screw them like that. That one is okay. Let's get to the second one. There we go. So having done assembling the microphone stands, I can place them back there. Stick around, you'll see how they turn out, on the setup. I believe you'll like it. So let's go to the lighting part. The lighting here, I have the Godox SL202. You see, SL202. That is Godox. This thing is fire. I didn't really want to have bad lighting, so I chose to go for these Godox. Right, let's do a little unboxing here. There goes the Godox SL202. And that thing really is all you need for the lightings. Because I talked about a podcast, the most essential part is the audio, and I have it checked. So we go to the video. Trust me, if you know how a camera works on the basis of the light and reflection of the light. So if you have a poor lighting, no matter what camera you're using, you're gonna have a very poor video. And so I chose to invest on the audio and the lighting before even buying a camera. By the way, I don't even have a camera right now on this part 1. I'll be filming on my iPhone, but now if you have the good lighting, you've already hacked it. So I'm giving you a little hack. For the beginner, maybe is you setting up your thing and you don't have everything figured out together. Just have a good audio, have a good lighting, and you know what? You can shoot on your mobile phone and your video will come out so cool and good. After all, when you're filming even in 4K, you have to upload in maybe 1080. Most platforms go for 1080p. And so if you film and you do a little adjustment, you still will have a good one. By the way, content is king. You can have everything, and if you don't deliver something cool, nobody will stick around for 2 minutes. Let's come back to the gears. So I'm setting up my Godok. That thing can light up and drive away the demons from you. Just kidding. It's really fire, by the way. So I'm trying to assemble it. That is called the power cable. It's long enough from there to here. You can see. So I'm going to put it on a stand. I bought a C-stand that can really hold this thing. This thing is really heavy, so you don't want to risk it because it can fall down and, you know. But so, this thing has a very strong lighting, the Godok itself. You cannot face it directly to the subject because you don't want to go blind or maybe have that harsh lighting. So I need a diffuser. A diffuser that I purchased this lantern. This lantern, whatever, softbox, but lantern I call it. So this thing really diffuses the light and it comes out so calm, and it protects the skin tone and make it the environment calm and cool. So let me assemble it, attach it to the Godok there, that lighting, then mount it on a stand. When you hack the light and you hack the audio, trust me, you are 99% complete. Trust me, that's not how you put it first. I'm just demonstrating. You have to like push it a little bit too. I know. I believe I'll show you how to how to do that lantern thing. You don't do that. Let me show you. So I'm going to remove this mess because of course you see how messy this part is. So I've already assembled my C-stand. That is why I'm going to attach the Godok's light C-stand. Kind of pricey. This is how you make it. Like you push it back, there's a hook inside there, and after you push it down like that, you hook that and it remains like this. Ta-da! So I'm going to now attach it to the light, to the Godok. Let me adjust my camera a little bit. Right there. So nice. So you can see now the light is cool. That huge lantern thing really diffuse lighting. It comes out so nice and calm. It gives you that vibe. You know, you can talk for so long without feeling the harshness of the light on your face. So after putting it, let me test. Let me plug it on the socket and power it on. So you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it's nice. I guess now let me adjust. You can adjust it from 0 to 100 and you can connect it to Bluetooth. You can connect it to your device so that you can control it remotely. I don't have to go back there and adjust. I just have to see it on my face. You can see the lighting when it lights up. So you see me going black, but because this thing was reflecting light on my camera, so you can adjust it according to the room and how strong you want the light to be. So that was the lighting. Can we jump to another part? So here we are. When you're setting up a podcast, for example, me, I'll need a desk somewhere that after shooting the video, I have a desk where I can edit this footage, put a little tweaks here and there before posting it. And that part actually will be where I'll be doing my live streams. You know, I'm a streamer too. So I'm setting up my desk with multiple monitors, and a laptop has to be strong. And there is where I'll be setting up my working desk. And this desk will be for editing, be a multi-purpose desk for editing, for streaming, and of course, I'm a trader too, for trading. I'm going to talk about that in a different video though. So I'm going to set up the monitor stands. Nice. So those are HDMI cables, USB-B cables, and a power cable. I'm gonna attach it to the stand and make sure I have a good cable management. You don't have a shagala bagala desk. You know, I'm a neat guy. I like my things organized. Stick around. Somebody might ask, why the two monitors? Thing is, I need a very wide working area. One screen will be projecting something, another one different thing. And now, and there will be my laptop, and this laptop has to be strong to edit a 20 GB footage without collapsing. And so there is something we call like a docking station or something, USB-C with some multiple HDMI output. It's like a 12-in-1 thing. You have 4 USB-A ports, 1 USB-C port, an Ethernet port, and some 2 HDMI. So after some time everything is assembled, the keyboard is there, I have to do now the Ethernet connection or internet. You need a strong internet when you come to this whole thing, streaming and editing. I have a lot of Wi-Fi routers and Wi-Fi things. So because I've already installed a Wi-Fi from the other side, I'm gonna need an extender. I have this thing called an extender to come to this other room. As I told you, this is a room that was supposed to be my bedroom. So this is where I'll be setting up my podcast, plus my streaming desk, plus my trading desk, and all that. So let me set up my internet. I have to make sure that I have a strong, reliable, steady internet. And for me, I'm doing all this on my 100 Mbps internet. Here in Tattoo City, we have an internet called Tattoo Telcom. That's why I tap my internet and I bring it to this extender and connect it. So let me show you how I did this whole thing. So because some works really need professionals, I didn't want to do everything on my own because some things I can't do. So I called these internet providers to come and install this internet for me. Tattoo Telcom, they came here and now they were installing, and I told them I need it to be extended to the other side because I don't want to use the wireless internet. It comes breaking sometimes. I need a steady internet. That's why I opted for the Ethernet connection to my room. So this is basically my living room and kitchen, this open kitchen thing. So I'm going to extend my Ethernet from this other side to my room. So they were setting up for me because some works really requires professional. Yeah. So I had to use that trunking pipe because I didn't want to have cables running. That's my main router. That's where the internet is coming from. So I'm extending it to the other room. That is my podcast room. That right there is the washroom, and the other room, my bedroom. I'm not going to show you like a home tour. I'm going to take you straight to the podcast room. And that is where the Ethernet is coming to. That's where I'll be placing it. So after the all connection, let me now set up everything and get on the go. By the way, I have this monitor, another extra monitor that I use for editing and doing some programming. You know, I need that portrait kind of thing. No, landscape, like portrait more. So I'll be setting a different desk for that because this one is already full. Or I should get the L shape. So here goes my two laptops. This one I use it on different thing, lighter works, and that HP goes for heavy works because that is a beast. I tell you, the specs, I'm not going to discuss them right now, but tell you what, that is a beast. It runs everything. Like I can literally edit a 20 gigs footage without lagging or nothing. So let me set it up on there. I don't know if I confused the footage. I had already plugged these things. Whatever, man. One thing I want you to know is I connected the two HDMI output from that thing, the dock, and now I plugged the USB-C to the laptop and everything in. And now from there, laptop and the other monitor have to go to a different desk because apparently this is my whole one thing. And because this is also my streaming desk, I'll be adding a streaming microphone because I don't want to move my roadcaster here and there. Sometimes streaming and something have to go with a different setup. So let me set up my streaming desk here. And I take you to a next interesting part. I hope you're ready for it. Are you? So, ladies and gentlemen, after setting up my desk, here we go on the podcast. Looks, to make it very much look nice and appealing, you have to at least make the aesthetics, as they say. The background has to breathe some freshness and breathe life. You don't want to sit on a podcast that the background looks gloomy and giving the vibes of like a home. So I was unboxing some flowers. I mean, all of these are fake plants. So I'll be showing you how I set them up. So that was like unboxing part. I had to like unbox it, all these plants and set them there. So the next thing is to make them nice because they were compact and shagla-bagla. So I have to make them look real as possible, even though they're not real. But you know what? This thing, when you put them under a good lighting and you set them nicely, trust you me, they look as real as possible and they breathe life. So this greenery and the plants thing, they give a podcast setup a different vibe, You feel like you in a garden or something. You don't want to sit on a podcast and having a conversation and the environment is looking kind of gloomy and it doesn't give a vibe. And by the way, I told you about how the camera works. So the camera rely on lighting and the objects to bounce the lights. So when you have like a green color behind a dark wall and now a subject is popping in between the greenery, trust you me, when you go to edit the video or the footage, you get a very good video. And so I had to get as many plants as I could because I'll be having like a big setup. So at least I was trying to set up where should this be. The biggest challenge here that I've had was to actually decide which plants should be where and how, because now you have to make it and now set up a camera, go back to the camera and check how it appears on the frame. And so I was setting up and looking at it and imagining, what should I place here? And is this cool? What to be here? It's a ton of work, but I had to do it. So after a long haul of deciding this and that, at least I had a setup. But that is not all. We need some seats and everything. A different day. So here comes a different day, and I have to add now the desk, the chairs and everything. So I had to set up that desk over there. Is it a stool or a desk? That is where my mixer console or my MARWA Pro 2 will be. And of course, to add more aesthetics and stuff, I had to bring this rack. So this rack was actually supposed to hold like books and some small things. And so I was setting it up where at least it could be nice and trying to decide which side should be and how without really, eliminating everything from the camera frame was the hardest part for me to decide. It took me a lot of time, so I had to do a time slab and chop. But I took like a whole day deciding what should I do here and how is it looking good. One thing you see on camera is just a fraction of what I've done. Like, we do a lot behind these scenes. I wish you were there to see. But anyway, you're here to see, of course. So thank you for watching. Have you liked the video though? Please like the video at least to appreciate this ton of work that I was putting here. So I was like, oh, this one is taller, should be on this other side. The smaller one should be there. And now here, and now there. I wanted to have like a good appearance. Let me see. So what should I do here? I was telling myself, Adamo, so this is cool. And no. This one, if, those kind of questions, you understand? And now, because I wanted to have like not so congested, I was moving around and twisting and tweaking things. Trust me, this is a work that you do and redo until you get it right. It's like a try and error. So you have to do and redo. Trust me, I did this for a whole 3 days, deciding and this, that. I didn't decide doing this thing one day. It was a whole lot of work. But anyway, let me do it. Well, it was a whole lot of work, and I finally managed to do it. Let me see how it turned out. A different day though, 3 days later. So it was time to arrange now the chairs to make it like now the podcast, because you can be sitting on the carpet. And by the way, what do you think about the carpet and the chair complexion? Did I try to do a match something? I'm a low-key planner and a designer, so give me credit. So I wanted to have like a good setup where there's some 2 guests first. I wanted to have like a 2 guests or 2 people podcast. And now I really wanted to have an environment where a camera angle have to have everything accommodated. So I'll set up this and that and tweak a little bit, move. And I wanted to have access to my mixer, because sometimes I'll be playing some sound effects when I have to play some sensor or whatever, the whips or some laughing, whatever. So I wanted to have access to that mixer. So as a host, I will sit down and feel like, oh, this is where it will be, because when we're talking, for example, I'm sitting on this other side, I'll be accessing that mixer where I can adjust and then monitor the audio, because you don't have to do a whole 2-hour podcast only to realize you wasn't even recording, or maybe the audio was not good. So because I'm just like a sole producer, like a host, and at the same time I'm the one who's monitoring the audio and the video, and at the same time it could be a whole lot of work. So I wanted to have access to all this. And now the biggest challenge was to put everything on the frame. You can see whatever you can see on the screen is the camera frame. So I wanted to have all these things on the frame. The 4 plants, the rack over there, and 2 guest chairs. So it was a lot of work. And you know what? I did it. And it was so congested. Man, let me tell you, this was the biggest task that I had. On a different day, I came here now to install what we call the like the RGB snake lights, of course. So because now you don't want to have a boring background. Sometimes I told you about the lightings. When you have at least appealing lights, you may have, it makes it interesting. So I wanted to have that RGB snake light on the floor, because I don't want to have like a dark flow. Whenever you're putting your legs over there, I want them to shine a little bit. And so that is to add some aesthetics and make it a little bit appealing. So the RGB was really, really needed. That's snake light. So that's how it appeared. You can see different light, red, green, blue, whatever angle. So at least that will help to add some aesthetics and some good look from the background, from down. So after setting up everything, and you can see now I have to put the microphone and make it like like how it's supposed to be now. Well, it's time to put and set up now the microphones. Already I've put my mixer over there on the stool back there and some plants. Power it on.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Now make a few adjustments here to make sure that when you're sitting, you have that microphone pointing on directly to you, to your face, to your mouth. I don't want to struggle too much, or maybe have a guest adjusting the microphone and that. So I had to set them up. You just have to sit and click record. That's what I wanted. I mean, I didn't want to have a room where every time I want to record, I have to assemble the things, put them on the lights and set up the chairs every time I do this. No, I needed to have a room specifically for this job. All I need to do is to walk into the room, power on the gadget and click record, and I'm there. And immediately I'm done recording, I can have a full edited footage. For me, I like raw footages. I mean, uncut and censored. That's why. So I want to have to reduce the amount of work I have to do to get up a footage posted. So I wanted to have I have a guest. You don't have a lot of time sitting on my podcast. When I invite you over to have a podcast with me, maybe an interview, you just need to come and sit. 2 minutes later, we are on the session. And immediately after ending, I just need to push that stop button. I have the footage, maybe to do some small color grading and stuff, and I'm ready to go. So this is the setup I wanted, and this will be here permanently. And I'm going to add 2 more chairs on both sides, and some 2 more microphones for the guests. So
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
now test act like now you're on the podcast. Checking. Howdy. And I'm telling myself, yeah, this is cool. And now put guest number 2 here, or the other guest on this other side. Hey, howdy. You see, coming up with something that's really working, you have to go through a lot of tweaks and adjustments. So that is what I was doing. And this is actually the job that you have to do every day if you don't have a room specifically designed for this job. And that's something I was trying to avoid. Have every time I have to do this, I have to adjust and do this. No. I just have to, even the camera is steady, I just need to come and push record. And immediately I'm done, we are good to go. So the next day I came here and now I was looking at this setup. Trust you me, there's something was a little bit wrong. Can you tell? Guess in the comment section. Just tell me, what do you think is really not okay? Yes, this thing is looking good, but what do you think I should do or not do, or adjust, remove, or do whatever? Tell me what you think. I know maybe you are not familiar with this. So I was speaking to my designer, another designer, on a video call, and I was happening to record this actually. So this person was telling me, you know what, JT, that setup is really cool, it's really good, but one thing is you have a very busy background. You really have a very busy background. And I was like, what do you mean busy? I mean, they were telling me, you know what, JT, that thing is cool, but now that background busy. And I was trying to explain, you see, I'll be having 3 cameras. This one is facing on this guest here, and another one facing on this other guest. So I don't think it would be that busy. For example, this other camera will be facing this other side for this one, and it will be having this section, and the other one, that would be the wide angle. It will be facing now both of them. So I don't understand what you mean by busy. So I was trying to have an argument a little bit, say, I think what I set up is cool. But you know what they told me? That, JT, trust me, you don't need that track behind there. And you may need to adjust that background to look at least less busy, because you don't want to have your people, your viewers, focusing too much on the noise of the background. I was like, noise? What do you mean noise? Sound? They were like, no. Noise busy, the camera should focus on the guest, because we don't want to have our attention divided to look at this and that and that. And trust you me, try to do this, what I'm telling you. And now, after having that lengthy argument and conversation, I started seeing some sense, by the way. I was like, yeah. When you focus on this camera like this, that's a wider angle. Trust you me, there is that rack over there. There is another desk over there with a mixer and some flowers over there. That place looks so busy, my guy. So what I needed to do is to eliminate some stuff and maybe add some more stuff. By the way, setting up a podcast is something that is a process. And trust you me posting this video, like an hour video, it took me more than 3 weeks to set it up. So don't be lured by 1 hour. You think, oh, this thing took him an hour. Now then, this was a different day, maybe a different week. And now we were trying to have like, now we good to go, right? They were like, yeah, we're good to go. But now you need to do something on your background. So right there, you need like a portrait that can be like maybe a screen that you can have your logo and something displaying there. So I was like, let me try what you say. Let me try to do what you're telling me. Ta-da! So I remove that rack from there. You can see at least now the background is a little bit less busy, and I placed the rack on this other side because I wanted to have like a minimum congestion on the other side, because when the camera is focusing there, I want to have the guest or the subjects like the main focus on the camera. I didn't want to have like the camera focusing on too much things there, background being busy. Yeah, I know they add some more aesthetics and stuff, but trust you me, they told me you don't need them. So I was like, okay, so what do you think? They were like, yeah, now right there, JTU, you're doing it good. And by the way, you might be asking yourself, who's that designer? I'll be telling you in a few. So I was like, okay, so here is now the setup. What do you think? Should I remove or should I add something else? And now we are having a discussion. Trust you me, when you're setting up something, you need professionals. You need a second thought. I don't believe in something like know-it-all. I can do this on my own. You can do that. No, you won't. You may need a second thought. After doing all that, I thought it was cool, but now I was told even these plants, they give a off vibe. Remove them. I was like, okay. I'm gonna remove them. So what I do is down here I will be placing some glasses, maybe a drink, or maybe up there, because I don't want to have a drink over there to spill on my mixer. Oh my God, I can imagine that. So I wanted to have like this desk down there. You can place your drink. And now, right there, I did exactly what I thought. I removed everything, and now the background was a little bit less busy. And now I have to add something. I told you, this thing is a long process. Something that I needed to add here was now the warm lights. These warm lights, I wanted to have like the lampshades, but I thought lampshade would be occupying a lot of space. So I wanted to have this kind of hanging things, very warm, and they'll be giving a different vibe on the background. And so I needed to buy this stuff. You can see this kind of bulbs, LED bulbs. For what? So let me assemble them. It's a process, guys. Stick around. So it's time for me to assemble them, bring them together and make them look. It's a whole lot process. And you know what? I'm the engineer, I'm the designer, I'm the podcast guy, I'm the host, I'm the editor, I'm the streamer, I'm everything here. And it's a lot of work. Before you get that money to hire a team, production team, designers, the things that I can do them. But the things that requires professionals, trust you me, I hire professionals. But you know what? I'm good at electrical electronics, so I had to assemble them by myself and, hang them on the ceiling. Let me show you how I did this. So after sometimes I happen to hang that one light over there, now it's time to suspend another one over there. So because I didn't want to drill some holes on this ceiling and all that, I had to buy these things that you stick on the wall and you can hang something. They're strong enough to hold these lights. So I was placing them strategically on that so that to have that warm light just above the shoulder of the guest or maybe the subject. And by so, when you have a good lighting from the face and now the background is green a little bit and you have this warm lights from behind, trust you me, it turns out to be really, really cool. Let me show you how I do this. And so, after some times of connecting like an engineer and this and that, I happened to suspend them. I had to tap the light or the power from this bulb so that I control them using the switch that is supposed to control the room light. So let me show you in 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! You can see. Nice, 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 nice. So you see you have that warm light from the sides, just above the shoulder of the subject. And tell me what you think about this. And so, this is how the setup turned out to be.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb. And I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up. Cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing. Won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
So basically this is the setup, okay? And on this video I'm not gonna like make it too long because it was a makeover video. So I'm preparing part 2 of this. Make sure you don't miss it, right? Subscribe and ring the notification. So when I post part 2 of this, because it will be now the full studio tour, I'll be giving you a whole tour and showing you each detail. And of course, showing you the real testing when I'm using the gadgets, having a guest here on the other side. I hope you can see. Now you can. Oh, a guest on the other side. And of course, I'll be adding another chair on this side, another chair on that side, so I can have like a 4 guests or 4 people podcast, right? For now, it's just 2, me and a guest. The host and the guest, I don't know. And by the way, I'll be doing commercial shoots, okay? If you are around Tatu City or around Kenya, Nairobi, you can hit me up, come over, you have a guest, you wanna do a content like this, like in a podcast, you don't know where to record, don't worry, I got you, okay? You come, sit with your guest here, I'll film you, I edit the video for you, and I'll give you to post. As simple as that, on a negotiable fee. Anyway, just stay tuned for the part 2 of all this because I'll be doing a very detailed podcast tour. And in that, I'll be showing you how it works now in detail. We power on these things, plus the camera, then I show you how it goes. Are you ready? Yes, I'm sure you are. Anyway, thank you for watching to this far.
And let me know what you think about this setup, okay? This is just the beginning. I'm sure I'll be improving it on daily. So
sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt